Cisco Stealthwatch Cloud, on-premise, blacklisted countries. So it doesn't have to be on-premise, but I want to be true to my deployment, so that's why I'm calling it out. If you go to alerts, then you can go to the cogwheel there, or the settings, and you can pick blacklisted countries. From there, we're going to select certain countries. In my case, I'm going to grab Russia, China, North Korea, all of which have countries that have interesting capabilities on their end. So I want some visibility into that, right? And again, it could be US, Canada, whatever it might be. You can certainly select those countries that you might want to blacklist. Now, this isn't going to stop traffic, right? This isn't going to actually prevent them from connecting, right? This is taking flow data in and ingesting it, and it'll alert based on those communication channels. But now we know that it's taking place, and then we can take that information and feed it into some passive defense to block it if that's what we choose to do. So here we're looking at the dashboard. We can see that we've got some observations now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate some traffic, and I've got some scripts that I built. So let's generate some traffic. And I know many of you have asked me to release these scripts that I built. I will get them on GitHub. I do have a really cool Umbrella Investigate script that's already on GitHub. I will add this at some point. I just need to clean it up a little bit. But we'll get there, right? So anyway, so now it's generating traffic, and that's just going out to a bunch of sites and making some noise by pulling down some files that are interesting. When we go into some of the observations themselves, we can see bad protocol. We saw that in previous videos. But now we can see that geographic blacklist observation. Now, again, we're not blocking anything here, right? But now I have visibility into these certain geos that are communicating with my network internally, right? So from there, what I could do is I can go into the session traffic. There's a couple of options there when pivoting. And we can see the connected IPs, right? And that'll fill in the geolocation. You can see port 3389. Now, before any security individual falls off their chair while listening to this, I do have that, not that port, but I do have access to a system remotely, and I'm not tunneling it through a VPN. But it is very restrictive. There's other controls that I do have in place, and I've got tremendous visibility in who's communicating. So anyways, from here I can pivot with that IP. I can pivot into something like Talos, and Talos now can give me some information in regards to what that reputation of that IP address is. So you can see email reputation is poor. You can see some details around origin. I can see that it's also listed at Spamhaus. So I got some good information. From here, what I can do though, is now take that information and feed it into my passive defenses. So for example, I might want to say that if you're connecting to a system externally, I may want to block certain geos from being able to connect to that system. I might also want to add two-factor authentication, like something like Duo, to say that if somebody connects and authenticates using username and password, I now want to do two-factor, and it's got to be through a certain device that I'm accepted, as well as it can't be from certain geos. So again, just other layers. I know we can proxy and pivot to get in, but it's another layer, and it makes it harder. Network Operations Center, really cool graphic. We can pivot from alerts and observations from here. Again, pretty easy to do. It took us 2 seconds to set up the rule, and now we've got some great visibility in regards to what might be taking place in the environment.